In NCIS Season 22, the anticipated breakup between Jessica Knight and Jimmy Palmer continues a troubling trend for the Major Case Response Team (MCRT), dating back 17 years. The show, known for intertwining romantic subplots with its procedural format, faces criticism as Knight's potential departure, prompted by a career opportunity, mirrors past patterns where female characters leaving led to the end of romantic storylines. Despite Knight and Palmer's established relationship and their mutual affection, the show's history suggests their breakup is almost inevitable, reinforcing the show's disappointing pattern of ending relationships with departing female characters. Knight and Palmer's NCIS Season 22 breakup unnecessarily continues a horrible MCRT trend for 17 years. The breakup of Jessica Knight and Jimmy Palmer seems inevitable now in NCIS Season 22, and it will continue a horrible trend for the Major Case Response Team (MCRT) that has been going on for 17 years. While hardly a romantic show, NCIS likes incorporating love stories as part of its cast's narratives, giving them relationships beyond the platonic ones in Navy Yard. It helps viewers get more invested in NCIS, as they can also root for continuing storylines beyond the show's procedural format. Unfortunately, NCIS Season 22 isn't looking to be a good year for the show's main couple, just around the same time as Mark Harmon's departure from NCIS as Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Knight was introduced as the newest member of MCRT. Essentially a replacement for Ellie Bishop, she quickly settled in with the transitioning team, which was eventually taken over by new MCRT leader Alden Parker. Her arrival, however, also paved the way for NCIS' first proper romance, as Knight started a relationship with Palmer. Being in a relationship with a coworker has its risks, but the pair proved that they can weather any storm until the NCIS Season 21 finale, which set up their split. Knight and Palmer's breakup preserves NCIS history of female characters leaving. NCIS has had several leaving female characters leading to the end of romantic plots. Director Leon Vance offered Knight her dream job in the NCIS Season 21 finale. The only caveat was that she would need to leave MCRT to take over her new role and move out of Washington, D.C. Despite how big of a decision she was facing, Knight didn't have much time to contemplate her choice. She didn't want to leave MCRT but was also motivated to climb the Navy ladder for her career. Knight's relationship with Palmer also made things trickier, especially after he freaked out about the issue, effectively pushing her away. Regardless, however, this sets up to continue a horrible trend that has been plaguing the show for 17 years, NCIS female characters leaving, spelling the end of romantic relationships. At the end of the NCIS Season 21 finale, Knight accepted the offer. It's uncertain if the police procedural is really writing out Katrina Law. There hasn't been any clear indication that the actor is departing the show, unlike previous cast members announcing their exits beforehand. Regardless, however, this sets up to continue a horrible trend that has been plaguing the show for 17 years, NCIS female characters leaving, spelling the end of romantic relationships. It started when Hollis Mann left Gibbs in NCIS Season 5, followed by Ziva David choosing not to return and turning down a relationship with Tony DiNozzo in Season 11. Years later, it once again happened to Gibbs, after Jack Sloan chose to stay in Afghanistan. Finally, Bishop leaving MCRT in NCIS Season 18 to become an undercover cut off her ties with Nick Torres, killing any chance of a proper tryst. Assuming that Knight leaves, then it will be the 5th time that this kind of breakup will happen in NCIS. Why Knight and Palmer's breakup feels so unnecessary. There's no way a long-distance relationship shouldn't work for them. Breakups are always hard, but it is especially difficult for Palmer and Knight, considering that NCIS fully played out their story. Unlike the majority of other romances in the police procedural, the pair's narrative has actually played out. There's no will they/won't they dynamic for MCRT's current couple that was prevalent in Gibbs and Jack, particularly Tony and Ziva. CBS developed Knight and Palmer's arc on the screen, with their relationship timeline incorporated into its storytelling in the last couple of years. Beyond that, what makes Knight and Palmer's NCIS Season 22 breakup so much more painful is that it feels unnecessary. There's no doubt that they love each other, which was one of the major reasons why Knight had a difficult time deciding about her future. However, a long-distance relationship isn't the worst thing to happen to the couple, especially in this day and age of technology. As long as they remain faithful and committed, it shouldn't be that difficult to maintain their relationship. Will Knight and Palmer really split up in NCIS Season 22? Even if Knight doesn't leave, a split seems inevitable. Currently, Knight's fate with MCRT is still in limbo despite her accepting her dream job. One too many times before, the team has seen characters supposedly departing only to return after several episodes. At one point, Gibbs' best NCIS team was even dissolved, only to be brought back the very next season. So, even if she doesn't move forward with the transfer, expect that Knight and Palmer's relationship won't be back to normal in NCIS Season 22. Regardless of what happens to her stint with the team, however, it seems like Knight and Palmer's breakup is now inevitable. While his freakout stemmed from his own fear of abandonment, she took it as a sign for her that it was time for her to leave. So, even if she doesn't move forward with the transfer, expect that Knight and Palmer's relationship won't be back to normal in NCIS Season 22.